djc.baconicecream.com.
What's going on, everyone?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rich. Bacon Ice Cream Productions. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks, man.
Yay!
That's awesome. That's good times. Thanks, man.
Oh
That's,
my gosh, what is Crow
you got a
doing?
T-Rex with sunglasses on. I mean, how can this be any better?
Being ridden by a cop.
That's it.
With an axe.
With an axe.
And a very creepy looking Batman doing something improper behind him.
Oh, no.
I just want to change that perspective there.
Batman that laughs. That was
that's right.
The perspective of the shot was showing a much more malicious Batman.
Oh, my goodness. Well, what's going
What's
on,
he doing
everyone?
to that T-Rex?
Well, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I'm, of course, one of your hosts, Rich. I got Crow over here. What's going on?
Hi, everybody!
And, of course, we got Pete, the EverCanadian.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's going on? So yeah, it's another fine day. We're gonna be doing all sorts of really cool stuff today. We've got Evercade for Beginners Part 2. So for those of you that are in the in the community that have just found us, today's the second day of putting out questions, getting some cool stuff, recommendations from the audience, doing some Q&A, and talking about some topics.
Hey.
And then, of course, we're also going to be doing another thing a little later on the show, because it was a request from many here in the audience. We will, because it is my birthday, I found it pretty fitting that we'll do the story of the origin of Bacon Ice Cream Productions, which is pretty neat. So,
yeah, man, I love that shirt you're wearing too. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Looks
right.
good on you, Rich.
It's snazzy. I like
and
it.
you got the one with the big logo too, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, so awesome. Let's jump into the chat. There's a ton of people in here, which is awesome. Dan Nastic's in here as always. John's in here. What else we got here? Skeletrack, what's going on? Dave Lister, how's it going? John Schneiderman, what's going on? MT Shark, hello. Rob Taylor, what's going on? Thanks, everybody, also, by the way. Douglas is here. What's going on? Dubs is here. Lloyd R. Jim, Phantom Fiction, Damn Gam, all sorts of people in here. Ian Hobbies is in the house. Snake Eater, what's going on? How's it going? Hopefully something arrived there. A little worried. Let me know in the chat if you've received a envelope. That'd be very cool. Jason Sires, what's going on? Dan Ruff, what's going on? Robert Murdoch, Lee Delve, Dreamer, what's going on? Zeus is here too. Andreas is here, and Julian D. How's it going?
They just keep popping. The chat's popping. Empty Shark in the house.
Yes, loving it today. This particular topic set, yes, last week's and this week's, is really fueled by the people that are the regulars here in the chat. So, keep throwing out, questions, comments, and all sorts of things while we're going on, because anyone that's watching on replay that winds up finding out about the show, and then of course the Evercade in general, can wind up finding some really cool information while we're going along. But first, how was everyone's week? How's it going there, Crow?
I was really busy. I've been every day that goes by, I'm like, oh, I'm going to finish this video today. And then I start working on it. And like 30 seconds later, I get interrupted by something. And I haven't finished it yet. Like yesterday, I thought I was going to work on it. But I sat down on my computer, and then my wife got home. And I was like, oh, okay. And then that was it. Like the day before that, I was like, okay, I'm done with work. I'm going to start working on this video. And then my wife's like, oh, we're going to work on the garage. What do you mean? I thought I was going to do that tomorrow. And she's like, no, I'm going to do it right now. It's like, no, we don't do it right now. Like, okay, I guess I got to do it right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, I had a pretty busy one as well myself. It's another one of those weeks where there was good intentions and even promises made that I was going to put something out before the show. I put a community post out, so that's I guess that's what you got. And then I did do a live stream last night with Ed on Calling All Retro Gamers because we missed the Thursday show. I had to go get my mother-in-law for the airport, so we did the Thursday show last night, in which I built something that is actually hanging around over here. Well, at least I unboxed it anyway during that show, and they put it together right after.
Yesterday had tough competition though, because it was a new episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but the episode doesn't last the whole day. It's just like an hour, right?
Yeah, well, if it was running at 9 p.m. EST through 11, then yeah.
There's this technology that will actually record shows and later, just like telling you guys, right? It's been around for about 45, 50 years.
You have to tell me about that sometime later, because
maybe on the Crankcast tomorrow night.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
There you go.
We'll talk about VCRs, Crow.
Nice. Well, speaking of, Pete, how was your week?
First of all, I want to say apologize. I was impromptu absent last week because I was telling Rich and Crow because we asked my son what he wanted for his 10th birthday. We were expecting bowling or pizza or something. He goes, "No, I want to go visit my cousins on the island, which is a 2-hour ferry ride from here." And we were like, "Oh," I'm like, "Awesome, game hunting for Dad. Let's do it."
That's
so
awesome.
we were over there last weekend. Otherwise, yeah, I like Crow. I kind of want to be doing videos, and I finally got a video recording day in yesterday. It was a holiday here in Canada, so I got to do a video recording session yesterday. So got a bunch of video content coming out. But no, it's been a good week. Been having some fun.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So, all right, cool. So actually, why don't we jump in a little bit? Thanks also to Snake Eater for confirming. Yeah, very, very happy that you got that. Glad. Enjoy it. Snake Eater was, of course, one of our winners on one of the Evercast giveaways celebrating the 800 sub mark here on the channel, which was pretty awesome.
You're going to soon hit 1,000, bro.
I'm hoping somebody's tell some friends.
And then you're going to be making the money,
all of the pennies,
all the dollars will be coming your way. Well earned.
But anyway, but yeah, I mean that is pretty cool, and we're gonna be spinning up something next week. Actually, a little tease and housekeeping here. Next week, we're gonna be announcing something really, really awesome, as it is the month of October, which is of course the month of the Walk to End Alzheimer's Walk that Chris Paul, the Atari Creep, does. Over on his channel and through for his family and all that kind of stuff. And of course, we here at Bacon History Productions team up with him every year to do something really cool, which we will also be doing shortly after his walk. We'll be doing a takeover where I'll do my own walk like I normally do. And at the end of the month, right here on the Evercast, we will pull a winner out of this very chat to win something that I think is very, very cool. It arrived yesterday. And I got to unbox some other things that were along with it that Chris sent over just kind of as a thank you, which was awesome. But I can't wait. And it'll be revealed next week, so don't miss that. So we got some questions, though. When can we pre-order Indie Heroes 2 is a question. And I believe the answer...
The forgotten Kurt, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's supposed to be out in November. I'm imagining that...
I think it might just drop as available as opposed to a pre-order.
I mean, it's kind of weird though. That'd be the first time that Blaze has ever done something like that, right? Just kind of like release into the wind.
Well, there's so much pre-order fatigue now. The ESP, the Founders, the Commodore 64, all that. Maybe they just say, you know what? You've played most of these games. Here it is. Go get it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, or they were gonna. Like they initially were going to have it in November, but maybe there's going to be that'll be a December drop, and the pre-orders will open the day that the EXP comes out.
Do you think it gets delayed till next year? with all the
Indie
content.
Heroes 2? I mean, there is a lot
Like a
going on.
January release.
There is a lot going on, but I mean, unless they have some kind of production trouble or there's some kind of licensing issue with one of the last names or something, I can't imagine they would do that, right?
I think even in the description of the game of the month, it says that the Indie Heroes Collection 2 will be coming out in November or something. I think
they've said that, yeah.
Well, November is just like 30 days away.
Yeah.
But it also lasts from 30 to 60 days away.
True that. I love math.
So while we don't know the definitive answer to that question, I would speculate that if they were going to announce pre-orders for Indie Heroes 2, it'll probably coincide with at the very least the week of release of the Cathedral NC64 carts,
Dude.
which could lead us right into a little bit of late breaking news yesterday.
Yeah.
We wound up finding out that there's going to be a slight delay on that, but only 7 days. So it's a week. I mean, I would say this happened before. Logistics happen. I'm not too worried about it. And those are actually that have ordered from Funstock anyway. Who knows? The way Funstock
you're ridiculous sometimes.
You'll get it 2 weeks early. You'll get it 2 weeks early.
Either 2 weeks early, 2 weeks late. I must say though, I've been I've been super negative about Funstock for a couple of years now. But in the last 6 months, they've done well. They've done well by Canada. I've never had stuff late from them in the last 6 months. So get on you.
I mean, they've been doing all right. Funstock's actually been doing okay. I mean, they've always been doing okay for me. Like they're my exclusive go-to. I mean, a whole bunch of people probably know that. I don't go anywhere else because I guess it's just habit now. Something gets released, it's Evercade related. I just go to Funstock and I hit the button.
I don't do that.
Well, yes, we know. That's why what makes us all so cool. We all got different ways.
Yeah, we all do something different. I mean, that's cool though, because if something goes wrong,
wait for Ryan to send
a delay or something,
It's not that I don't like Funstock. It's just that for me, Amazon is far more convenient, and I don't really get it any earlier.
I find Amazon's good if it's if it's Amazon selling you. So whenever you get to the third party resellers, I've had mixed bag.
Yeah. But also I get the pegless versions.
Oh, jeez, get over the Peggy stuff.
Nope, I will never. Hey, it doesn't even matter. It's not just Peggy. It's also ESRB. If I could get any kind of box without any sort of age designation on the cover, that's great for me. I like that.
You're that collector.
Yeah, I am.
That's all. I mean, hey, you know what? It's all good, right? It's your collection. You collect the way you want it.
Yeah,
so.
But I don't ever show my games. It's always mine. It's never front.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, I mean that is true. But I just
some people show them like that. So hey, man, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. No Peggy rating.
That's
no Peggy. He's just anti-Peggy. What did Peggy ever do to you?
On the front.
No ESRB rating either.
Dude, imagine if this was
still on the cartridge.
Hey, Crow, imagine if this is like a German company where their rating takes up 25% of the cover.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. They're three stacked boxes.
Isn't Australia like that as well?
Yeah, they're crazy. They're nuts. It's gosh.
Yeah,
their covers looks like a NASCAR uniform.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, just sponsors everywhere.
Yeah, as bad as it is, it can always be worse. We need to make it bigger.
Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, cool. So we got another question in here. Dan Nassig asks, will we ever have Amy as a guest on the Evercast?
How fortunate and lucky is it that Blaze Entertainment just happened to hire a bunch of people with Blaze as their last name? They got Amy, Ryan Blaze, Sean Blaze, Andrew Blaze. It's how did they find all these people with Blaze?
It's such a coincidence.
What a massive coincidence. I didn't even know Blaze was a popular British name.
Something you gotta understand. It's not so much that they find people with the last name Blaze. They just force everybody to change their name.
Yeah, is that a requirement?
You know what? That makes sense.
Because Ryan and Sean look nothing alike. They don't even sound alike. Like, it's remarkable. They all found each other in that island country of 70 million people. Like, they just said, like, we all got last name Blaze. You know what? Let's start a retro gaming company.
Yes.
Let's do that.
You know what? Because that makes sense, right?
Yeah, it just makes sense, right?
But to answer the question, absolutely, 100%.
Why would Amy ever want to come on the show with us?
I mean, I have no idea, but I would love to. Doors open. Come on in. Seriously though, we'd love to have her on the show and talk about some of the really awesome design elements going on over at Blaze, because I mean, she just like crushes it with like putting the box art together, putting the manuals together, all that kind of stuff. That's all her. And I for one think she's doing a really awesome job. And a lot of the really cool things that come with some of the limited editions, like that kind of thing. Sometimes you get like the little posters and like that kind of stuff. Those are all designed by her as well.
Which I never take out of the box because I'm a collector and I keep them there nice and protected.
That's true though. I actually do that.
I wish it had like
I'm looking at my limited edition VS right now, and it's like, all that.
Does anybody put their posters up or anything? Like, probably Ed's the only one, because Ed has empty walls.
If there's something I really like to frame and put up, I don't have any space to put anything up, but I would put it in a frame and hang it up. I've done that.
Same here. It's just my wall space taking my games. I can see why Ed does, because Ed's not a collector, right? So he has wall space, but we're kind of limited with our wall space. Well, you got some room above your arcade machine back there.
I do. Now I have some stuff. Because it was my wife's knick-knack shelf that she gracefully sacrificed space for.
I did have room.
And then I reconstructed her knick-knack shelf right next to us over here. We've got two 9 block cube organizers that are stacked on top of each other over here. I've remade the display. It looks really, really cool over here.
I did have room behind where I'm looking, because I look directly into my monitors, but there's a wall behind there. But I replaced it with something. I had an empty wall. I could have put something, but I put something much cooler there. You guys want to see what I put there? Anybody want to see what I got? Let I look at every day?
Yeah. I see what you look at every day.
You guys want to see?
Why not?
Right, hold on.
Oh, hey, Brother Mike, what's going on, man? And thank you.
You guys ready to see?
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, so you're in Middle Earth.
That's awesome.
That's what I look at every day.
That is very, very cool.
The most updated map of Lord of the Rings on canvas.
That's really cool. It actually looks kind of like.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So this is the map directly from the Lord of the Rings online. Some guy did a high quality image, and I took it and sent it to Canvas and got a canvas done for $50.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like that's what I look at. Pretty cool, huh?
That's very cool. I've actually put that picture up a couple times.
The problem is,
besides my gear, I just have my wall of Evercade right here, and then over on the right, I've got now a couple new things from last night. If you guys were watching last night on the show or watch the replay, there's some new things next to my cool Halloween Atari game thing.
I will watch it on Monday.
Yeah, check it out. It's cool. Yeah, it's like some personal art and a little keychain thing. It's neat. So let's take another couple dives here into these questions, because you guys are coming up with awesome ones. Is anyone worried about the EXP launch with the Royal Mail strike? I actually didn't know that there was one.
That wouldn't affect us though in North America.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, would I be worried about that?
Depends how they get the units, because I had to get the units to the people who distribute it. So I think it's probably a European distributor to just get it all from the factory and they just mail it out. I don't know how that works actually.
Well, the thing is, like Funstock though, when you pay for shipping through Funstock, they actually yeah, they actually indicate that like the mail service is Royal Mail.
Yeah, so that could suck.
Yeah.
But what if you bought it like from pre-ordered it from like Best Buy in the US? Would that be affected? I mean, does the shipping to Best Buy?
That's what I mean. Do they distribute out of Royal Mail? Like, do they send it via Royal Mail to all the distributors, or do they send it via FedEx or UPS? The fact that
that's
you're
interesting.
flying all the units instead of using ships this year for the XP. So remember Ryan said they're using plane cargo to get the units to their distributors?
Yes. Yep.
So maybe they can say, well, if there's a Royal Strike, we'll just use UPS to distribute for us or something like that.
Yeah.
Or whatever is popular over in England.
Which-
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there was.
I
I don't know if they can put up with another delay to a system. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
would
realized
hope
you have
not.
to-
Why is Royal Mail going on strike? What's like? Come on,
Yeah, what's going on?
sort that crap out over there, man.
Yeah, what's the deal with the strikes?
What's the deal with your mail?
Well, when I hear the Royal Mail strike, I just think that like the
Well, everything is royal, right?
Family.
Over there.
royal family ain't getting their mail.
The Royal Air Force, the Royal Navy.
The royal family isn't getting the mail.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do they even open their own mail?
Do
Probably
they?
not.
No, they got people for that, right?
We're only 10 years away from there being no such thing as mail. Everything will just be.
No,
coming
that's
in.
not true. No. Everybody thinks that, but that's never going to happen.
You
I don't
always
know.
gotta get
I
something,
think they're
right?
trying to close the mail in the U.S. Like they're always kind of defunding their mail.
People are always going to have to send packages.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. That's what I mean. Saying it's no longer going to be a public company like it is in our country. It's going to be more private. Like it's going to go through Amazon Mail
I hear
or
you.
What's funny is like the post office as it is, the U.S. post office, is kind of like in a weird limbo when it comes to being a private enterprise and a government agency. They're like both at the same time.
That is true. Yeah, we got some weird contract things going
Yeah.
on with us. So yeah, it's everything's
It would
all straight.
It would be better if it was one or the other, but since it's both, it's kind of weird because they don't get the funding from the government. But then in order to keep up like with costs and everything, they need to get approval from the government whenever they want to increase the price of stamps.
yeah.
Mm.
What is the price stamp? It's like $1 for a stamp here now.
It's
I don't think it's that much here.
I think it's 70 something now.
Is it?
If I'm not mistaken. I think it's like it might be 70 cents even, but yeah, I think it's
All I know is everything I get from main parts of Europe, like anything I ever ship from there, like from Strictly Limited or whatever the companies over there are super rare. Like it's never more than $6 for shipping. It's like super cheap. Like they must have rules in Europe for shipping. They have to
It's
because
awesome though.
it's always super cheap.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean,
In Canada is like
long story short,
in Canada, shipping's more than the product you're buying.
oh jeez.
I just got a $15, I don't know, whatever, and it's $25 to ship. Like,
I mean, that could happen here too.
that's why I don't do eBay. I don't sell my trading cards on eBay anymore because I'd sell the card for $3 and to ship it someone cost me like $6. I'm like, oh,
That's terrible.
You set it up to make them pay for shipping.
yeah,
Or
but
you-
people won't buy it. They want free shipping, right?
Yeah,
And I get bad complaints on
no.
my shipping. I'm like, well, that's freaking Canada, man. Shipping's expensive.
Depends on how bad people actually want the thing. I mean,
Yeah, but sometimes if the cards were $10,
fees.
so Rich,
I mean-
what you gotta do sometimes if a card or something's worth $10, you put it for sale for $1 and $9 shipping.
Yeah, those I hate. I hate those options.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, this one's a lot cheaper than you. Oh, they made up the cost with the shipping.
they made it up and
Yeah.
shipped it. handling.
No, those
I
I was
had
like, no,
one time
I'm out of
one
here.
person complained about my shipping. It was like $4 shipping or $5 shipping and handling. And I said, well, the package cost like $2 to ship, but the other $3 is me driving to the post office, handling it, paying the gas, and
Yeah,
shipping.
it's shipping and handling. Not just
Handling, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't return-
handling includes the cost of the packaging and everything.
Yeah. So he
Mhm.
replied back and said, "Oh well, now I understand that you changed my rating, so it kept me at 100% rating, which was nice."
Nice. Very cool. So yeah, I mean, I guess long story short on this is I don't think I'm that concerned, but I just hope not, because that'd be terrible.
Well, I don't know. I almost would welcome a delay so I can have time to catch up with everything. Because I like ever since I changed them, I know how I can catch up. I know exactly what I could change to catch up, and I still haven't gotten to any Evercade stuff in weeks.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
think it wouldn't be the end of the world.
There's so much pinball stuff coming out.
Yeah, but
Right.
for me, it's like I still can play all my games. on my
That's
Evercade. Like it's
Very
like,
true.
Pinball Effects got a brand new My Little Pony table.
oh no, not my little
Oh.
pony. Are you a brony?
No, I don't even know much about the current My Little Pony. I only
Oh.
vaguely know about the '80s version, and that's only because I had two sisters.
I just said brony, and then I realized I bought mini brownies yesterday, and I'm like, I got mini brownies for today. Sweet.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
but I
good.
mean, at the end of the day, like, who cares if it's delayed? Like, I mean, geez, I trust Blaze. Like, when
Yeah,
they
I
sell
mean,
delay, I know I'm still going to get it. So whatever.
Well, here's my thing: is like, remember when we used to talk about the games in the collections?
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. It's,
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of
yeah,
stopped
we
in the
should,
middle
we
of
should,
the
we should
renovation.
probably
hey, Crow. Tomorrow on Crankcast, we'll start talking about the game. So Crankcast will be Evercast 3.
Well, I can't. I'm
Oh,
trying.
yeah, that's right.
I
Evercast 2.
want
Evercast
actually-
3.
We're like ESPN. We're just not different.
I want to actually get stay a little bit ahead and actually play the games that we would talk about on the show.
Right? So, but yes, I mean, speaking of that, we should get back to that too. But
Eventually.
these
That's
other
how the
shows,
show
these
started,
Q&A shows
like-
have been so much fun. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
you just don't have the time, right? But
Yeah.
all right, cool. So next up, we got one from John. Will the new Evercade EXP act as a controller with the Evercade VS plugged in? Yes.
Great
Yes.
question.
Yes.
The old one does too, right?
It sure does. Yeah.
Yes, it does. And
And
also,
I never
another
use
question,
that as a feature, but it's a great question.
just another question I see pretty frequently on my channel about that is if the Namco collections would work on the EXP, and the answer to that is yes, because it's a
Yes.
handheld.
Because it's a handheld. Yep.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. I've never used that feature, but I understand why it's important to some people who only have 2 controllers. So, but
Yeah, I mean, it's if you need an extra controller, I mean, and you don't have something to plug in, which
yeah. Could you get the link cable?
kinda odd.
Yeah, that's right.
It really takes almost everything. I throw
Yeah.
at it. So.
You can, you can use it if you. But I mean, if you're in a pinch and you took it to the cabin or the chalet and you don't have any other gaming controllers, just make sure you take the link cable with it, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it's got to be a special data.
The one that
cable.
comes with the
Can't
VS,
just be a
right?
power cable. Hmm?
I think
The one that
I think
comes
you
with the
get. I mean, you got one with the limited. I don't know if you get one with the regular.
I think you do.
yes.
I can check really quick.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that I'm not positive.
take a
I know
show
they
from-
sell them separately because if you got 2 Evercades or whatever, you can do it that way. But yeah. So yes, it totally will work. All right, what else we got here? Yeah. Got some cool stuff in here. Amazon's been good. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Rab? How's it going? What's going on?
Man, you're way behind chat.
Yeah, I'm like I'm trying to keep track of all the questions, right? All right, let's see here. Let's go in here. Let's go in here. Will Blaze release a wireless controller?
I've been asking for years.
Yeah, I mean, it's that is like probably one of the number 1 requests.
Okay, look, all you need is a dongle, and any wireless controller that uses a dongle will work. Like I've used
I want
that
the official.
wirelessly.
I want
Yeah,
the-
I mean, yeah, you can get an 8-bit dough all day, but
yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what I
I mean,
have.
If
I
you
want
can
the
get,
official.
well, you're not stuck and not with a wireless
Oh,
controller.
for sure. Yeah, I've been using the
Yeah.
8-bit Go one, but I would love to just have the official one. Like, can't be that hard.
yeah,
Well, it might be hard.
It's like they put out hardware every year, so
right. Yeah, exactly, right.
But if they did wireless controllers, they would have to have dongles anyway, since there's no Bluetooth connectivity in the system. So you'd have to,
yeah.
unless they built a
that's
new. That'll be next year. The new Evercade VS with wireless connectivity for controllers. With wireless controllers.
Don't say that out
That'll
loud.
be next year. That'll be next
yeah,
year.
the Evercade VS 2.
Oh no, I don't know if we could do that. Not just for wireless controllers, anyway. It'd have to be like something else, but also.
We'll say that-
Well,
Yeah.
the wireless trackball controllers.
Oh no. Yeah, no. Right now that's a no for me. Like it's like please don't do that. Because I want to really enjoy, like, okay, great, we've got it, we have parity, everything's all good. We got a console and a there's Crow back.
That's weird. I got kicked out somehow.
Yeah. And we have like, basically we're gonna have the same set with firmwares and all your updates and all that kind of stuff. It's like, good. Now just leave it for a while, please.
Yeah.
So, John Schneiderman asks, has everyone tried attaching a USB hub to the VS to have more than 4 players?
Well, you know what? That'd be interesting to try a USB hub. But it'd be impossible to have more than 4 players. There's no game that would accept more than 4 players, isn't there?
Not that's on the Evercade currently, no.
And you know what? That's an interesting thing, because the Evercade knows what port you're plugged into. So if you plug it into like port 2, it knows that you're playing as player 2.
Yep.
So you do have to switch the port, and so I don't know if that would confuse it. If you would put in a hub in the player 1, if it would think that all the controllers are player 1.
I think, yeah, it's weird. I think the way that the USB driver would look at the hub, though, it would probably see it as an extension of those and maybe push the other ports, like port 2, 3, and 4 down to whatever. If it was a 4 port, it would be like 5, 6, and 7 now.
I never even thought about trying that. Now I want to try that.
Right? Yeah, I'm almost positive that in the beginning, I had one and I plugged it in and a controller just to see if it would work, and it did work. But I didn't try to like go above 4 players or anything.
The question is, will it give you an option for 8 controllers, which is not needed because there's no software that supports it.
Exactly.
That's true. I'm just wondering.
Pass through, right? I don't know. Good question.
Yeah, no, it is a good question. So, and then Crow is going to get live answers, it looks like. So
well, I thought I grabbed a pen that had hubs in it, but then I realized I organized this, and now I don't know where my hubs are.
So, all right, Snake Eater. So, will the Cathedral cart still be the next one we get first? Yes, because it'll precede the launch of the EXP, and we'll still get it's Alma's Awakening, Cathedral, and the C64 cart also comes with that if you pre-ordered that as well. So both of those cartridges will appear prior to the EXP, which will be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to checking it out for sure.
I found one. It's a whale.
Nice. It's a whale USB hub.
It's a whale of a USB hub.
Whale. No, that's a fun one.
That's awesome. That's totally cool. Didn't Blaze used to make the Neo Geo Pocket? Is that true?
The Neo Geo Pocket Gold, right? Is that what you're talking about?
The Neo Geo X, the one that was the I don't know. They might have.
Yeah, that's made by Blaze. I own it.
That does sound familiar.
I don't know if it's the
really
same
cool.
Blaze company though, because I own that. I own that console, and it's incredibly dangerous because it overheats big time. You plug it in, and all of a sudden you can cook a burger off of it. It's that it looks like Neo Geo, but you open up the lid and you could little tiny handheld consoles there.
Yeah,
and it comes with SD cards with a bunch of games. That's not Blaze.
They didn't make this one.
No,
Blaze didn't make that. They made the.
This is SNK.
It's the Neo Geo X.
Yeah.
I think they just distributed it. I don't think they made it.
Yeah, I don't think they made it either. But their name is on it.
Yeah, I think that's because they just distributed it. The system was distributed by Tomo in North America and Blaze in Europe.
Yeah,
nice. That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, I have it. It comes with a bunch of. It's very expensive to get the. The SD card for it. I have one SD card for it, but there's I think they released 3 that has a bunch of games on it, and the emulation's like hot garbage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I never got it because I heard the emulation wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Hey, 4GQ TV. Hello.
Well, hello. Fellow Gamers United Guild brethren. What's going on?
I love that you got a check mark now. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Now I have to get another controller.
How many different cords and cables does Crow have? That's a dangerous question to ask.
Oh, I got cables hanging up over here now. Like I
Yeah,
organize things.
I used to be like that. There was like multiple bins that were down in the old studio, and they were just flooded with just every connector you could imagine. And I never ever had a use for any of it. But
Hey, hey, Rich, I dropped the image of the Neo Geo Expo in chat. If you want.
That is very cool. Let's share this this fun picture.
I got cables up there. That's where my controllers are. I got some controllers in here too.
Check that out.
There it is.
Very cool.
Very cool.
I like that a lot.
But it gets really, really hot.
It's really hot.
Isn't the handheld goes inside of the shell to play
that
it?
shell is just a docking station for it.
It's a docking station. Yeah.
It's the original Nintendo Switch.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, which handheld do you put in there?
Just the one that comes with it. It's right there on the lower, right in the center down.
Oh, this thing. Got it.
Yeah.
I see it now. Got it. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Nice. That's really neat.
Okay.
All right, cool. So, so when we go into the Evercade for beginners thing, I think when last we left off, we were actually talking. We were about to talk about accessories, I think, and like our recommendations for like what you could use or get extraneous from like the Blaze official. Like what are your favorite like third party accessories and stuff like that. So Crow, do you have any favorites? Because you've been testing a whole bunch of stuff.
Any favorite controllers for the Evercade? Is
the
it
VS
particular?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll show you what I've been using. I use almost all the time exclusively, and that's this controller here. Because just the arcade controllers have been more comfortable, and I like experimenting with this thing. There's been a few games that don't work very well with this, like driving games in particular, and something else. But like most games, I love just using this thing. It's so comfortable. I think like Night Driver on the Atari arcade one, I had a regular controller for that one. Like anything that requires shoulder buttons for like gas or braking or shifting or something like that is more comfortable with a regular controller. I do have a regular arcade stick here. This one too I've been using. But just arcade sticks in general is what I prefer to use. Nice.
That's really cool. And was that something that was like, is that a custom controller or?
Oh, wow. This one?
Yeah.
This is a Hori Rap 4, but I've modified the joystick so it has the with the mix box. These are like regular brown Cherry MX keys for keyboard.
Nice.
So that's cool. Here, and then these are Sanwa buttons on here. So I've modified this one, and then the same thing with the other controller here. This is a Mayflash M500. But I've replaced the buttons with Sanwa buttons. I've actually replaced the joystick too. Like all the pieces, you could buy and modify joystick parts like all day. So I've made the joystick a little bit stiffer. You can modify it, make it like looser and stuff. But I was just experimenting with stuff. So
really cool.
So yeah, I prefer to actually use the arcade controllers because I could play a lot longer with those than I can with a joystick, or
That's
not
awesome.
joystick, but with a controller, handheld controller.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. I'm always intrigued when you pull out that controller and it's like, I wonder what would happen with my brain to have like the WASD sitting there with the actual arcade buttons. Like, would it translate?
Yes. Have you ever played like games on your computer with a keyboard?
Yeah.
It's no different.
Yeah, it's just like, like the mixture. Like I would also like it'd be like, like my right hand is like looking for a mouse, right? Not buttons to hit. You know what I mean? Like because if I'm in like WASD mode, like I'm on. Like,
that's the thing. You could
my right hand is already like it's curved.
If you really want, you could actually buy a controller where it's on the left side, where it's reversed.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's a site, mixbox.com, I think, is where the original Mixbox, and you could buy all different variations of that there. It's the only thing is that they're really, really expensive.
Got it. That's pretty neat. How about you, Pete? Do you have a favorite, or do you use anything outside of the original Evercade controllers?
No, I have the 8-bit DOE one, but I this is me. I've said it forever. When I'm playing games, I like to use the controller that came with the system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I mean, don't go third party with a lot of stuff. Like that's just the way I am. Like that's for me. It's like I want to use the controller the games were designed around. So yeah.
Yep.
I don't have anything third party.
Okay, here's my counter argument to that. Most of the games were originally designed not with the Evercade controller, like especially arcade games.
Sure. Yeah, I totally get that. And that's fine. But like, I don't know. I'm too lazy to go look for and hook up other controllers. I'm just like, yeah, it's there. I'll use it.
Yeah. I mean, I might be kind of in that camp, but it's also one of those things. And I was talking about that last time on the show when I was talking specifically about the original handheld and why I kind of like really enjoyed what they did with the D-pad, and felt that it was comfortable and felt different than any other, like emulation as well, like as opposed to playing on this cabinet, for example, over here, or on like an emulator for PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. It's just something feels different about it. So when I play, I just rock the regular Evercade controller as well. But I think it's also just preference because I just like the D-pad. Now that does lean into a question though, right here, from Nick, the toy collector. He says, would the Evercade handhelds have benefited from analog sticks? Games like Super Breakout, Centipede, even fighting games would play and handle better than the traditional D-pad. Now, it's an interesting question. I mean, especially for the handhelds, because I don't know if I could see analog sticks on the handheld almost ever outside of them really embracing 3D games.
Wait a minute. How do a fighting game benefits from an analog stick? That's something I would highly disagree with.
Yeah, I mean, so it's one of those things too. Is like with the fighting games, it's like some games, like if you're playing like
Smash Brothers, that's the only thing, but that was designed with analog sticks in mind.
Yeah,
but like,
or maybe Tekken.
No, that was designed with like digital.
It's designed with it was designed with the joysticks in mind, but I don't know. I kind of like using the analog sticks every once in a while in Tekken.
I never did.
It gets floaty when you're going like back and forth. Like in the it's easier to go foreground and background for me with the analog. I don't know why, but with like Super Breakout, in theory, yeah, it should control better. But in every game that I've played that originally like used a paddle and they try to translate to analog sticks, I always have a hard time controlling it anyway. So it doesn't make a difference to me. Yeah, but what I would kind of like twist the question. Would Evercade in general, maybe even the VS, benefit from something that has some kind of analog control? Sure. I don't know about sticks though, but we've beaten this drum to death. Analog spinner, analog, roller, of course.
A step in the right direction would be if it could identify like an analog stick and treat it as such. Those games that could benefit with it, like maybe Super Breakout would benefit from it, where it knows like how much pressure you're putting in one direction or not. But with an analog stick, I've never been able to like. How do you know like how much pressure to put to speed up the paddle?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, but yeah, no. Very interesting question indeed. What Jim says he likes the 8-bit DOE arcade stick. Skeletrack saying he loves the 8-bit DOE SN30 Pro. That's the standard wireless one that kind of looks like the dog bone SNES, right? The SN30. Is it that one? I think so. Mark uses his 8-bit DOE arcade stick for the arcade carts and the standard controller for the system carts. So yeah, you can mix and match. Hello, Mark, by the way. And yeah, Tekken Tag on PS2. Yeah, I did use the analog a lot on that one.
See, that's funny because I have Tekken 7 and I've been using like
the D-pad. Yeah,
D-
it depends on. You know what? I think it depends on which character you're playing too, because certain characters, their whatever their button combos are. Some of them, anything that involves like the double tap characters, like double tap forward in a button or double tap back in a button. Yeah, you kind of have to use the D-pad for that.
You know what?
It's too slow trying to do it in the analog.
One of the most popular controllers are for fighting game tournaments is. You familiar with the Hitbox?
No, the Hitbox. No.
All buttons.
Really?
Just all buttons. Yeah. You have your left, right, and up. Like, well, actually, no. Your left and right and crouch. Like with these fingers, your thumb is like a jump, and then you've got
Retro KillDashNine.
I'm invading your stream.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
That was awesome.
Oh, you guys can go ahead and start now that I'm here.
No, I have an answer for you. I've got 2 controllers plugged into the hub in controller part 1, and it still treats them as controller 1 and 2.
Yeah, so it does. So it just passes.
There we go.
It just passes the chain down.
So what happens if I switch it to controller part 2?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Still 1 and 2.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess you could use a USB hub instead of using the other ports.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if something went bad, if you lost a port, you could use it. You could use the hub and still keep rocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're only going to get 4-player games.
Yeah. If
So,
unless there is a game that comes out that you can play as 8 players, but
yeah.
most console games I don't believe ever had that. And if they did, it's where you can have two players on one controller.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you switch the controller, or you pass the controller around.
Nice.
He's asking how did it go with the car, dude. No, so I mean, it passed. I just
Nice.
had to wait in line and get there before like 9 for like 9:30, and it was no big deal. They
What
were
are you talking about? Was it like an emissions inspection or?
well to get to get just a state inspection to get your registration renewed. At least here in Texas, you have to.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any sort of inspection other than emissions here.
Yeah.
You just have to get
Jersey just does emissions too. They used to do it all. So you have to worry about like check engine or chips in your windshield, or they'd inspect like with a fine tooth comb in New Jersey.
Oh wow, yeah. So they just
Yeah.
they plugged in a machine, but the great thing is we just stayed in our car. It was efficient. And I was like the second person, and so like my wind and before gosh, so I had to get up at 6, run my kiddo over for color guard because their competition, go to Walmart, get windshield wipers. They didn't check them, but you know what? They were like 2 years old. And windshield wipers, never pay a mechanic to replace those. It's like the biggest scam. They're so incredibly easy. It's like $10 a wiper at Walmart.
To me, it's weird that they would check your windshield wipers since it's something that's so easily changed out.
Yeah. But I've had them do that in the past. It needed to be done anyway. So yeah, always good. So I'm like, you know what? I kind of like at that awkward time. I'm like, well, since I only 10 or 15 minutes, Jiffy Lube for my place. I'm like, let me go ahead. Let me come back in. Let me see what y'all are
Nice.
up to here.
Yeah, so we've been chatting, doing that part 2, talking about accessories right now. That's wrapping up pretty much for the recommendations of like what we like to play with.
Dude, you're at games. You put it together last night after. Oh,
Yes.
That looks awesome. Because I know on Card we started dude, that looks great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it, and I cannot wait to start going to town and playing.
I know, right?
Awesome.
You know what? I got a recommendation. If you're going to buy something for that, you got to get the history table pack for the pinball.
Oh, okay, the history table.
Why?
Pack. No, why?
Because I did one of the voices on one of those tables.
No way. Oh yes, we have to get Crow on my Legends of.
Dude, you should make a short of that.
I made video of it.
That's
I
awesome.
Missed it.
It's like the third table I've done voice for. Actually, there's another table on there that I did voice for. It's the the Devil Riders Deluxe. No, Devil Riders Remake. There is no Devil Riders Deluxe.
How did you get to be a voice actor on that?
They said, is anybody interested in doing voices for any tables? And I said, sure, I am. And they're like, okay, yeah, we know you.
Did they like pay you or give you anything, or was it just?
Actually, technically, yes. For Ice Age, they did pay me, but it was not.
Cool.
It was just to pay me, just to say that they paid me. So it wasn't like a massive amount of money or anything.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I did it for free. The other tables.
Yeah. No, that's cool. No, I didn't know if like I wasn't sure there was, or if they would at least give
Magic
you games or
Pixel.
something.
Magic Pixel gives me codes for everything that comes out anyway. So, except for that, I had to pay for that. But I could have probably gotten it for free because the At Game stuff, I've got to be on Skype to talk with them, and I never have Skype open.
Very cool. Very cool. So, all right. Oh, and yeah, Rigatoni saying Saturn Bomberman was a player.
Yeah.
And that would mean we would have to get Saturn games. And you know what? I'm down with that. If for whatever reason they're going to go down the 8-player road, and in order to do that, we'd have to get Saturn. I'm okay with that. Yeah, sure.
Connect like 8 Evercades together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
Let's
two
do it.
VSs actually.
I need to get Co-ops X for your Legends. What's saying, Zeus, that I don't already have Co-ops X running on my Legends? Just saying. But yeah, no, yeah, Co-ops X for the win. By the way, got some other people hanging in here as well. Hello to Rigatoni also, by the way. Hello, Everneil. What's going on? You're hanging in the chat.
Oh. So I have something else Evercade related, and I don't know if Sean and Ryan are they hanging around? Or are they not?
I haven't seen any Blaze people in the chat today.
Okay, well I'll say that because I messaged.
Hey, man.
So well, the only and I think so. I told Rich about this, but I mean I messaged him on Discord anyways. So the immortal John Hancock, he is like made or had another company. He's made his own like Atari 2600 games and like this really cool Sega Genesis like puzzle game. And I messaged him. I'm like, dude, you should get an Evercade collection. And he was like, I would love to have an Evercade collection. So I kid you not, I messaged Sean and Ryan, and I said, dude, you should put his games like at Indie Heroes 3 or his own collection would be kind of cool because it's one of those things where he's doing it all himself. So I think there are only maybe 50 copies ever because it takes time. He has to put them together. And I'm like, dude, that should happen. Otherwise, no one else would be able to play them. So they're kind of cool.
Yeah,
little
you used to sell them at the used to sell it at expos because we did used to organize the Cowlitz gaming expo. But I've talked to John so many times. I've met him. He usually sells them at his booths at PRGE or Vancouver or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing. He has a buddy of this company who did the artwork and made the game. And it's
even John Riggs used the same place. I think John Riggs has a couple of his games, stuff like that.
Yeah. But that would be cool to have an Evercade cart. And it would also be like good publicity for Blaze too. So
yeah, it'd be kind of cool, right?
I'll also mention on the next Evercast. I'm check your Discord DMs.
Yeah, why not, right? Baron of Nowhere asks, can you add ROMs to that Legends cabinet? The answer is 100% yes.
Wait a minute. How can you add ROMs to it?
Oh,
I told them no.
Huh?
Because I told them no. Because
you can totally add it to the cabinet.
X.
Because the only way I know of to do it on the Legends pinball is you have to connect up a separate PC, and then you're running everything off of the PC, but as if it's in the cabinet.
Oh, CoinOps X is your friend, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, and then you just depending on which firmware you have on your cabinet. You either need to use Flash Drive X and CoinOps X at the same time, or you could just run CoinOps X if you have the newer firmware, which eliminates the need for Flash Drive X. Period, because Flash Drive X basically mounted a second, it's mounting a second
Because that's all I'm
drive
aware of.
set.
The only reason I have a flash drive attached is because you need one if you're going to download additional tables.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
show.
new Legends Ultimate. Hey, how's it going,
show.
show? The new Legends Ultimate cabinet comes with like 16 gig internal memory now.
Okay.
So you can hold some
dude.
tables and that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you've got a Core Knapsack's flash drive with some UCEs on there, boom, you put it in. And
You know what's neat about QuickNap X? If you've ever seen like Botacera, like that Linux OS you put on like handhelds and whatnot, like that wheel, like it looks exact. It looks a lot like, I don't know, one of them like took from the other, but it's
for sure. Somebody asked, who was it? It's back up here again. This chat's going nuts, which is awesome.
that's because I showed up.
That's right.
They're all waiting for me.
Oh, it's Snake Eater. Can you show the roadmap again? Sure.
I assume you all probably talked about the delay.
I don't know what's going on with that. It's the ghost. the ghost of the Evercade.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
my modified version again.
it is, yeah. Because I just scrolled back up in our chat and got it. But that is the roadmap. So October C64 Cathedral, now November 4th. November Indie Heroes Toplan and IREM, as well as the EXP and the Capcom.
Okay. Everybody's asking about pre-ordering Indie Heroes Collection 2 because Toplan and IREM are coming out when the EXP comes out. So is it just the assumption that the Indie Heroes will come out at the same time, or is it just going to come out later?
I think it's an interesting question because they never actually gave Indie Heroes a solid release date. They just said it was coming in 2022. So it's yeah.
Well, so normally their releases are at the end of the month, like the 27th, or So I would say if there's no delays, then we'll get we'll get it like at the end of November.
Yeah, I mean, or it's possible that it slips and we get it in December. But we technically haven't even had a pre-order announced yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a roadmap. It's not like they can move any of these dates, and they have
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So, yeah, I was actually with you on that, Lloyd, because I thought for sure that the October releases, Cathedral and Almas, I thought they were going to come this weekend. And then of course it opens the door right then for the Indie Heroes pre-orders to open in the beginning of October so that they can come in the beginning or middle of November, and then you end the month with the EXP and the Total Plan and the IRM. That's where I thought they were going with that, but who knows? Who knows? Obviously it didn't work that way because they originally intended Cathedral and C64 to come out at the end of October, and now it's coming out in November.
Hi, everybody!
Oh, sorry, my finger slipped.
Well, hello.
So you're trying to get me back.
So that's pretty cool. And I know that we're getting into the 12 o'clock hour. So before it goes any further, obviously thanks everyone for putting in questions and doing all that kind of stuff. Don't forget, this is could be like an ongoing thing for community Q&A. So when we finally go back to going through renovation and all the rest of the collections, we start talking about the games and stuff, we always have a Q&A right before the end of the show. So if you got other questions, boom, put it right in the chat, and we'll be happy to chat with you guys. So it is time though, because there was actual chat demand for it. It is time to tell the story of Bacon Ice Cream Productions.
Oh, good! I didn't miss that. Awesome.
So it's pretty cool. Let me get on here. I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna take you guys to a really, really way back place that hopefully won't induce any more of flashing lights. But so Bacon Ice Cream Productions used to be called something else. What was it called? It was called
Riches.
It was called Perfect Score. So this right now you're looking at is actually the original website from all the way back in 2004 and 2005, when I first started doing anything related to podcasting or doing any kind of events, videos, all of that kind of stuff. So our little fledgling podcast was myself, my then future brother-in-law, Keith. The two of us started that, and then it became my other future brother-in-law, Eric, and then my future wife, Danae. And we went to all these different conventions. We'd go to conventions like this one down here called DexCon, conventions called like this one called Dreamation. Those were held in the Morristown area. We play all sorts of games and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually we went to a convention called Digital Life, which is kind of like an East Coast E3. Ziff Davis, back then, they were like the big magazine company. They ran the thing, and it was an enormous show. They held it in the Jacob Javits Convention Center. If you've ever been there in New York City, it is a massive complex. It's actually where they hold Comic-Con on the New York side every year. It's the same place. So it's a massive hall that they filled to the brim with all sorts of crazy cool stuff, video games, TVs, movie stuff, like all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of like Comic-Con, but I think Comic-Con just ate it alive. And they don't do that convention anymore. But anyway, we went to this convention the year of the Wii and PS3 release to do coverage because they had them there so you could play it before it came out. We went to the convention, had a great grand old time, and then afterwards we decided, all right, you know what, it's time to go get some dinner. So we went to our usual haunt, our usual hangout, which was a Friendly's in Somerville, New Jersey. And I even have a picture of it, which is kind of
really blurry picture that you.
It's a blurry picture. It is a very blurry picture. Yes, you can't even tell what it is, but I will bring it up nonetheless. Let's see here. Hopefully, again, this won't cause crazy nonsense. There we go. There it is. There's the Friendlies. So we're at this Friendlies and we're hanging out. We just went through the entire day of Digital Life. It's pushing 1 o'clock in the morning because they were open like super late. And so we're there, and whatever reason, sweet rap, yeah, maybe we did, so we're just sitting around. We order our regular meals, and then it's time to get some dessert, right? And for whatever reason, there was an argument that happened between Eric and Keith, and the argument was, is bacon better with everything? So there was a definitive statement made that bacon was indeed better. Like you just add bacon to anything and it just makes it better, right? So of course the contrarian in the argument decides, well, what about this? What about whatever? What about like peanut butter? What about like starting to come out with like weird things to try to mix bacon with? And it's like, nope, bacon is better with that. Yep, you add bacon to that, it's better. You add bacon to that, it's better. And he's like, fine. You know what? What about ice cream? And he was like, this was posed to Eric, and Eric he stops for a second, thinks about it, and he was like, you know what? I'm not sure, but I bet you it is better, and we're gonna find out right now. So he puts his hand up. We get the server over to the table, and he's like, I want to order a Friendly's Happy Ending Sundae, which is the traditional, plain vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, cherry, chocolate sauce. And you know what? Get crispy bacon, like make it super crisp, and then crumble it up like a regular topping, like you're gonna put M&Ms or something on it, and just toss it on the top of the sundae, We're eating it right now. And the server said, hold on a second. I got to go check with my manager. So he did. He went to the back. And then the manager came out. He's like, so let me just get this straight. What you want to do is you want to order a sundae and you want us to put bacon on it. And we're like, yes. And he's like, oh, we'll do it. He goes and, starts putting in the order. The server comes back and says, hey, you know what? When the sundae comes out, can I sit down and try it with you? And we were like, sure, why not? We pull a chair up, and sure enough, the sundae comes out. We order the bigger one so we could all scoop into our individual plates. We do so, and then right then and there, we all had a bacon ice cream sundae together with the server, and every single one of us said, well, you know what? Darn it, it's better with the bacon because you get the whole salty sweet, you get all sorts of cool stuff. And we had a good laugh, and it's, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, what are you going to do? It's like a weird thing. So we go home. We were coming up to meet up for a different event the next day. So I went back to their house, met up again. And in the morning they were just, cleaning up stuff. And, the conversation about the name change for Perfect Score, started coming up because we wanted to change the name. And people were just starting to throw out different things that related to gaming this, or the next level up or whatever. And it's like, no, people are doing that and all that kind of stuff. And just out of nowhere, in the other room, my future brother-in-law Keith is just like, hey, you know what about Bacon Ice Cream Productions? And then the room, just everything stopped in the room, and we were like, yeah, that's it, done. And as soon as we made the decision, it was the next Monday, and we went to actually a notary, and registered the trade name right there. So that is indeed the story of Bacon Ice Cream Productions, all because of an argument between my two brothers-in-law, because that's sometimes how that works. But yeah, there it is. That is the story of Bacon Ice Cream Productions. And it will never change, because it's like, that's just embedded, right? Because we've been together, what was it now, 15 plus years. We've been doing this thing, which is pretty cool. And it became solidified. We can never change the name ever, because if you ever see video of my brother-in-law Eric, he would probably do very evil things to us if we ever changed the name, because he actually has the logo tattooed to his arm, which is no joke. It's a real thing. So there you go. There it is. I don't like bacon. I'm lactose intolerant. It's like, no, done.
I've been looking up specifically foods that don't go well with bacon.
Nice. What have you found?
Cereal.
Incorrect.
Depends on the cereal.
Cottage cheese.
Oh man,
That probably would be good with cottage cheese.
Jello, sorbet.
Ooh, Jello. That's
Fish.
the one.
Vodka.
Dude,
Oh,
fish would be good.
Vodka.
Yeah, vodka.
Bacon and Brussels sprouts are really good. That I can
That is pretty good.
had that the other
Yes,
day, actually.
sure.
And I
Yes,
don't know if you saw, but I posted a picture in the Discord, because
Yeah.
it's not something that was unusual to me.
You know what? I knew I told it somewhere else, and I did it on the VGDS podcast. A bunch of great guys over there. Chris and the gang, Linda the gamer gal, all those guys over there. Great stuff. VGDS. Check them out. Actually, bacon soda.
I'd try it. Nice.
Yeah, that was on the list, but they're coming out with all different kinds of flavor. There's like mustard soda, to believe it or not. So somebody has already probably done it.
So, but anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool. So thanks everyone for hanging in and listening
Bacon
to
jam.
this tale. Oh yeah, nice. Little bacon jam. There was actually
really is.
there's maple bacon donuts at a local bakery right down the way. I wish I could eat them because I can't have a wheat anymore, but they look good. It's good stuff. So anyway,
just because they can doesn't mean they should.
it doesn't mean
Why
they should.
not?
Yes, that's absolutely correct, sir. 100%. 100%.
Now that's crazy bacon
No.
toothpaste. I don't know. That'd be kind of gross.
You know what? People will make anything. That doesn't mean it'll taste good.
That is very true. That is very true. So, all right, awesome. So the story has been told, and now it's time for final thoughts. Anything coming up in the upcoming week on anyone's channel you want to plug or do anything else?
Well, I think I'm finally done working. And like the other reason I had been making videos is because I've been working like really long hours like this week too. Like I think on between Monday and Tuesday alone, I had like 26 hours of work. But I think finally, like the rest of this weekend, I think I'm available to just work on that stuff. So I think stuff is coming out.
Good.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So hopefully we'll be doing some pretty awesome stuff. Your intro did count as a summon. You summoned
I
yourself.
think I scared the bejesus out of everybody. So. I was like, I'm just gonna go in there. I'm just gonna do it.
That was good. I like that, and it was fresh too because that happened live last night on Card.
Yeah,
which was awesome.
Yeah, I had some time. I saved it off just in case. And that was the second take one, which is better. The better one that he.
That is a good question. Brown or red sauce with a bacon sandwich or both?
What is
brown sauce? Is
I know red sauce. I don't know what brown sauce is.
Brown sauce is chef's kiss. That's what brown sauce is.
Isn't that HP sauce?
It is HP sauce.
It's
Man, that stuff's great. Just don't get it from England though. Like to get it from like American HP sauce doesn't taste good.
I don't
know.
HP
sauce.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just might not have it here. I've never heard of brown sauce.
Yeah, they call it HP sauce here.
I've never heard of that either.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll go to your local Mega Mart and then look where the Worcestershire and the like the A1 is. There's probably HP sauce there, but it's probably the American HP sauce. So don't do it.
I love October, and I took off the 31st and the 1st, so me and my wife can watch scary movies.
Oh, so it's
bad
sauce.
Very cool.
It's steak. Okay.
Yeah, HP brown sauce is
H1 or H1 or A1 sauce or what? It tastes different than A1 though.
But it's for steak. That's what it's made for, right?
Yeah. In England, they use it for breakfast. They use it everywhere. It's like
good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yes.
But we have it in Canada. HP sauce, house parliament sauce, though.
Yes.
So for me, real quick, I'm still on the EXP like hype train. So my video next week or Tuesday will be more about that.
Nice. Very cool. I'm hyped about that as well. Like I think it's time, right? It's one of those things where it's like, I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready for it. But I do want to play Alma's in Cathedral and dip into that C64 collection before the EXP hits.
Yes. I know.
And with the week delay, I'm like, all right, well, it's not too bad, but as long as I can get the cartridges open and start like just play them a little, like it won't just get buried. Because once the EXP comes out, I'm sure it will get buried.
Capcom, Irem Toplin, forget about it. Especially it'll get lost in the Capcom collection.
Well, I mean, I've been like teasing what I'm going to be probably doing after this, right back here. If you can see the cabinet right now, I got R-Type loaded up in the cabinet, and I'm like, oh man, I tried it for like 5 seconds before I went before we went live. That game is way harder than I remember. So
if Pete Ian wants to know, when's your next Crankcast?
I'll probably do one tomorrow night.
Yeah, probably.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey, and it's not exclusive to just me. Anybody can come on that show.
Well, it's exclusive to who I accept to bring on.
Yeah, you got to be accepted.
I might be able to join live from a hibachi table.
Hibachi, huh?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's
family dinner.
I think we're gonna do it tomorrow night. I think we'll do the Crankcast tomorrow night. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Other than that, on my channel, I got tons of Evercade content coming up, tons of Steam. I did a recording day yesterday, so I got Steam Deck videos coming, Playdate videos coming, Evercade video coming, all kinds of stuff.
Neat.
Good stuff.
Cool.
And apparently,
On Steam, I've been playing Tekken Bowling. I've been just loading up Tekken 7 just to play Tekken Bowling.
you should start
Bowl is awesome.
a Crow Bowling channel.
Yeah, maybe. Crow Bowling. Hey, I have five college credits in bowling.
Hey, it's called steak sauce in Sweden. Hey, Skeltrex, in Sweden, does your steak come in a tube?
Oh,
Get your steak out? Because almost everything in Sweden, meat-wise, comes in a tube.
comes in a tube.
Yeah. They're famous for tube food.
I know about like ground meat tubes. So that happens.
Yeah, no, they squeeze everything in a tube.
Huh.
Like seriously, just do a Google search for food in tubes in Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Just like the
pretty good.
astronauts.
Oh,
right. Exactly.
he says it's not.
No, it's not. The Skeldrex says, yes, I'm in a tube right now.
Yep, everything's in.
You're in YouTube.
That's pretty good.
That's just
That's pretty good.
Hey, you know what the most popular food is in Finland?
What's that?
Fins.
Frozen pizza.
Really?
How weird is that?
That is kind of weird.
They have a weird addiction to frozen pizza in Finland.
I mean, hat tip though, because some frozen pizzas are really good.
Okay, well, what brand?
I love me a Mama
I
Celeste.
don't know, but probably all the famous ones.
Yeah,
Caviar in a tube.
All the famous ones.
But not meats.
but not meats.
Mm.
Nice.
Holy
Very cool.
crap,
Very cool. So, but
All
yeah,
right,
I think we're good. Yeah. Yeah. Be sure to hang out over on Pete's channel for Crankcast tomorrow. Where
yeah, come and hang out. I can't believe first time we did it, people actually showed up and watch it, Crow.
yeah. Why
No,
not,
Why wouldn't they
That
show up?
surprises me. I didn't think anybody watched that.
right?
Yeah.
It's another show, so let's do it.
It's a much different show. It's much more akin to Crow. Crow, what was the name of that show you and I used to do?
Wasn't it like that
I don't
gaming
know if
show?
I don't know if it had a name.
I can't
Yeah.
remember it. Anyway,
Wasn't it that gaming show? I'm pretty sure it was.
that gaming show? I don't know.
Could've
Which
been.
Yeah.
name.
And then it was like Good Morning Gamers.
Yeah, that's
That
what it
was-
was. Yeah.
Good Morning Gamers was the name of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
Or
it.
Get A Gamers or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
create so much crap.
Very
When you've been
cool.
on YouTube for 14 years,
It's all cool stuff.
like I still can't believe there's channels I do out there that nobody has a clue about. Like
That's awesome.
never. No one knows about it. Not even you guys.
It makes me want to like find them.
Let me ask you.
Send something
My
me to
voice
your
on one
way.
channel. On one channel, it's very much different voice.
Nice.
Who's got more channels?
So-
Me or you?
I've got probably more than you.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I've told that story. Well, actually, I told that story recently. I forget either on Evercast or Calling All Retro Gamers, but I can tell it soon sometime. But
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
What story?
the Retro KillDashNine. I should just make a video.
You just told that from Linux, didn't you?
Yeah, I could have swore you just told that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just told that story.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ed's his best hype man.
Nice.
Are we done?
Very cool. So yeah, and then as far as me goes, yeah, once again, I was like still swimming in stuff, but now that this thing is live, the other channel that I have, the Retro Rich Haywood channel, will likely be popping up at the very least for doing gameplay live streams. Because now that I have it, I can do that with. What's up?
I keep forgetting you have that other channel.
Yeah. So it'll be active. So you want
When's
to
the
go over
last time
and
you
hang
did a
out?
video on that?
What's up?
When's the last time you did a video on that?
Was probably last year. Well, actually, no. I did a short a month ago, because it was like I wanted to do a recording while I was at the first Jets game. So I did a short while I was there, and I recorded the last touchdown, which was pretty epic. So
And rare.
and rare, yes. So I recorded that and then put that as a short, and I'm like, I'm not gonna put that on a bacon ice cream. The people will be like, "What is this nonsense?" So I put it on my channel, my personal channel. So it's like, "Yeah, it's fine." That's where everything is
call them
random.
caribou here, not reindeer. They're called caribou.
So, yeah. So very cool. Very cool. So what we should do though is yeah, I mean it's you know, sometimes that happens though, you know. But yeah, no, I'll be playing this live online.
Oh, that's the game
after this. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much everybody for hanging out and chatting and all that kind of stuff. Tune in next week for some more stuff as we wait for the new collections to come out. Maybe we will actually start dipping back in to renovation and start talking about some more collection stuff. Seems like a good thing to do during the lull. So we can do that.
Leave off? What was the last game?
Last games we did in renovation. If I can find the box. Where's the box? I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
The renovation box. I want to say it was start of the middle row because we did.
I didn't think we got.
We haven't done Final Zone yet.
Yeah, so we did most of the top row. We did 2 in the first episode, 2 in the second episode. So if there's 5 games on that row, we need the one on the right, and then we go down one more.
Fucking shelf space.
Where the heck is that box? That's weird.
What's in the box?
What's in it? No one wants to know what's in that box.
All right.
So anyway, we'll figure it out, but it'll be renovation, and we'll have a great time. So thanks everyone else for watching. We will catch you next time. See you guys.
Bye bye.